Hello, my name is Zara Andrews. How are you doing today? I'm sorry, I'm going to look very sweaty the whole way through this because it's very hot here. It's boiling hot in England. I've also just got a load of zits on my face because I've been so sweaty, so it looks awful. Oh God. I'm absolutely knackered from the heat already. It's not good. So today I'm going to separate the video into 4 parts. I was originally going to do like 4 videos, and then I learned that I could actually do the over 15 minutes for a video, so we're going to do it that way. But as you can see, we've got a new setup, we've got a new camera, we've got a new microphone that's hopefully working. I'm going to be very upset if it isn't working. I think it is working, I'm not 100% sure. Yeah, but no, I'm hoping it's also going to have a louder voice on it because I often have to boost up my volume. Yeah, so I'm really hoping it's like a lot louder than normal. I mean, hopefully we've also got the HD because it's looking pretty good. Like, it's looking better than my crap quality I had before. You can also see in the background now the good quality. You can see my manga, and my cat's also just come. Here's Fred. Now, you've met my dog called Matty. This is my kitty cat called Fred. We also have another kitty cat called James, so you'll probably see him around at some point. I've shut the dog in her bedroom so that I could do this video because she's been barking. Oh God, I heard her moaning. Yeah, there's Fred. Yeah, they're having a... I know, honey. I know, you're having a bad day, aren't you? They've had fleas for like a month now. And I've read that you can take up to 3 months to get rid of fleas, and I think it's going to take 3 months to get rid of the fleas because it's just been so hot. It's perfect. It's the perfect breeding ground for them at the moment. So yeah, So let's start. May as well have the cat nearby. Oh God, I'm getting cat hair everywhere. Cat fur on my nose. Oh God. Oh, the cat fur. The cat fur. Oh God, I'm so sticky too, so it's getting all on my sweater. Jeez. Character number 60, Mary Jane Kelly. She is a prostitute who got an abortion and is the last victim of Jack the Ripper. Her character is based on an actual victim of Jack the Ripper. She was born in Ireland around 1863 and was murdered on the 9th of November 1888, when Kelly was aged approximately 16 years old, which was around 1879. She reportedly married a coal miner named Davis or Davies. He was killed 2 or 3 years later in a mining explosion, and due to this she relocated to Cardiff because she had a lack of financial support. In Cardiff she lived with her cousin, and it's thought that she began her prostituting when she was in Cardiff. In 1884, she left Cardiff to move to London. There she met a young French woman who helped her start working at a high-class brothel. She was one of the most popular girls there and spent her earnings on expensive clothes and a carriage. In the manga, Mary is a prostitute and gets pregnant. At Royal London Hospital, she had Dr. Angelina Dallas give her an abortion, and she finds that having a baby would be too troublesome, which is the reason why Angelina decides to kill her. She is killed in the alleyway, which is accurate to the actual murder. In 1939, author William Stewart proposed that Kelly was killed by a deranged midwife dubbed Jill the Ripper, who Kelly had engaged to perform an abortion. And I think this is likely where the idea came for Black Butler, although they didn't obviously use a midwife, they used a doctor. And I don't think it was very likely you would have had a woman doctor back then. According to Stewart, the murderer burned her own clothes in the grate because they were bloodstained, and then had made her escape wearing Kelly's clothes. Generally, I think it could be used as an idea for how Black Butler came up with the idea of making Angelina, but I don't think it has any kind of merit. Like, it doesn't make sense, basically. Why would a wealthy noble woman who's a doctor put themselves in that kind of position? Like, it just doesn't make sense. More recently, there has been genetic analysis used to identify Jack the Ripper. These point to Aaron Kosminski, a 23-year-old Polish-Jewish barber who was the prime suspect of the police at the time. Aaron was a resident of Whitechapel, and he was extremely hostile to prostitutes and was hospitalised in an insane asylum several months after Mary's murder. It's also important to note that he was institutionalised after he threatened a woman with a knife. The genetic analysis, though, has been highly criticised by a lot of people, as they used genetic analysis from a shawl that Mary wore, and it was basically touched by a lot of different people. And so it's not very good for getting DNA samples from. Another suspect who was thought to possibly be Jack the Ripper was David Cohen, another 23-year-old Polish Jew who was incarcerated at Colney Hatch Lunatic Asylum on the 7th of December 1888, which was just a little bit under a month after Mary was murdered. It roughly coincides with the end of the murders. He was described as exhibiting violent, destructive tendencies while he was at the asylum and had to be restrained. He died there in October 1889. In general, nearly all of the police's suspects are male, as the brutality of the killings required someone who was very strong and skilled. So Angelina would not have been thought of as a murderer, because first of all, you need to be very strong to be able to kill the people the way the Jack the Ripper killed them. You'd also need to be very skilled, and that's why a lot of people thought like it could be possibly like a barber or a doctor. So character number 61, Matilda Simmons. She is a nun in a cult that resides in an abandoned Catholic monastery in Preston, Lancashire. Funny enough, I actually used to live in Lancashire. I also used to live in South Yorkshire at one point. I also didn't realise until I looked it up that Lancashire is actually very Catholic. I went to a Catholic primary school and a Catholic high school in South Yorkshire, and yeah, no, it was interesting. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not even Catholic. They got in. I got in basically because I had good grades, and yes, they were like, oh, okay, we'll have you. You've got good grades. Yeah, you know. Yeah, but the area is well known for being Catholic. For example, in 1745, Charles Edward Stuart tried to retake the British throne for his father, James Francis Edward Stuart, and the north of England, the Scottish Highlands and Ireland were all areas that greatly supported him. Previous to 1745, there had been also revolts in 1689, 1708, 1715 and 1790. Every one of these rebellions were unsuccessful due to a lack of general coordination. Anyway, back to Matilda. I know. Which is probably why my dog is yelling, because she's like, oh, someone's calling my name. She only appears in season 1 of the anime, where Sebastian seduces her to get more information, and it's a very saucy episode. The name Matilda stays in the top 100 from 1850 to 1900s, although the name is spelled in the list Matilda, and in the anime it's spelled Mathilda, so the H is silent. Her surname Simmons is a patronymic surname for Simmons and Simmond. It is also possible that the last name evolved from Seaman. Character 62, Morris Cole. He is a senior student at Western College, part of the Red House. He is only in the manga and appears in volume 15. In front of superiors, he is polite and gracious, but in secret he hates having to work hard and resorts to blackmailing to get others to do his own work. The name Morris rises in popularity for 50 years, starting at the number 126 and ending in 1900s at number 68. His surname Cole derives from the Old English Cole, meaning someone with a swarthy appearance, so it's a characteristic surname. Character 63 is Macmillan. He is another student at Western College and part of the Blue House. He only appears in the manga and is first seen in volume 14. He introduces himself to the other CL early into the Western College arc and asks other CL to send a photograph he had previously taken after the other CL leaves. Other CL, though, destroys this picture and refuses. He basically says he doesn't want another brother. Because obviously he thinks his brother's dead at this point. The real CL is actually dead at this point, he thinks. And then it becomes a big thing when he suddenly realises his brother is actually somewhat dead, but kind of alive still. Macmillan is likely a surname. It derives from the Scottish clan Macmillan, meaning son of the tonsure. A tonsure is a practice of cutting or shaving some or all of the hair from the scalp as a sign of religious devotion or humility. For example, medieval Catholic monks used to tonsure, hence their recognisable hairstyles. Character 64, Nina Hopkins. She is an established tailor who owns a tailor shop called Hopkins Tailor Shop, which is based in London. She appears throughout the manga in numerous arcs as she regularly designs and sews other CL's clothing, particularly for special occasions such as his coronation. Her family line has outfitted many generations of the Queen's watchdog. The name Nina does not appear in the listings of popular Victorian names. The name, though, was highly popular in America around that period. The surname Hopkins is patronymic, meaning son of Hob or son of Robert. Character 65 is Patrick Phelps. He is the son of a distinguished shipbuilding magnate, a board member, and the trading division supervisor of the Blue Star Line Company. He is murdered by Snake, who he thought was the other CL. The name Patrick is moderately popular throughout the Victorian period, and it comes from the Latin meaning nobleman. The last name Phelps is patronymic, meaning son of Philip. So I realise there's a lot of new characters I've basically been talking about that are in the Western College arc when other CL goes to Western College. I mean, I think it's a major shame that a lot of the characters, they introduced a lot of new characters in the Western College arc, and a lot of them haven't been ever mentioned again. And I think it would be nice if they, in the future, discussed them again, because other CL could use these connections to, fight his brother. I'm so sorry, I'm so sweaty. Yeah, so I'm hoping we might see them again, some of the characters at least. I'd especially like to see Macmillan again, because he left. He didn't have, he wanted to be friends with other CL, but other CL didn't want to be friends with him. So I would quite like to see how their relationship would go after that. I think that would be really interesting. Also, a lot of the Western College boys that we meet are actually going to be the future noblemen in the future. They're the heirs. So I think eventually they're going to have to pop back up again. And it wouldn't make sense if they didn't pop up again. Hi there, this is future Zara. I've got more zits than I previously had. It's been a bad week for breaking out in zits. I just wanted to have a final goodbye to the end of this video. And I also just wanted to apologise for... Oh, my dog was barking so much during it. She's a puppy. She's can get very frustrating sometimes. Yeah, she's going through a barking phase where she just likes to bark all the time, and it's very frustrating. Very, very frustrating. Yes, I mean, I did put her in another room, but she still barked the whole way through, and I was like, oh Jesus, please. Yeah, so I think there's going to be some issues with her barking throughout my other videos in the future as well, like because I've got this an hour and a half that I filmed, and I think she was barking the whole way through, and I didn't realize how often like my sound also merged into the barking. I was like, oh no, I can edit it out and it'll be fine, but no, I can't edit out the barking. Fantastic. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. I mean, it's cooler at least today, so I'm not so sweaty, but like I'm looking pretty bad with the spots today. It's been a bad spot day. Yeah. But no, I hope you enjoyed the video. I've done some extra editing, like made some extra effort with the editing this time. So, um, it should possibly look a little bit better. Like it should be looking a bit nicer than it normally does. I don't know if it actually will, but you know. Um, yeah, but no, yeah, I've been looking into jump cuts and I'm just like, oh god, I cut too regularly. I'm gonna try and figure out how to like not need to cut so regularly. Yeah, because I'm still trying to get used to talking and just kind of going with it as I talk and not having to cut like all the time and cut. Yeah, so I apologize if my editing's still pretty crap, but like, yes. Anyway, have a good day. Take care. Goodbye.